All right, let's jump right in. We are standing on the edge of a huge shift in how we work, and it's all because of something called agentic AI. Now, these aren't your typical chatbots. Think of them as AI that can actually do stuff on their own. Plan, reason, take action. But, and this is a big but, with all that power comes a massive challenge. How in the world do we keep it all secure? Well, today we're going to walk through a blueprint that aims to do exactly that.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the sheer scale of what we're talking about here, a tenfold boost in human capacity. You know, it's not just about getting things done faster, it's about opening the door to a level of creativity and problem solving we've just never seen before, all with these AI agents working right alongside us.
And there it is. That's the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it? Because as we start weaving these incredibly powerful AI agents into our most critical systems, we're also, kind of by default, opening up brand new ways for things to go wrong. So, how do we get all that incredible reward without taking on a catastrophic amount of risk?
To really get a handle on the risk, we have to start where, let's be honest, most of our work actually lives, the inbox. Email is, for all intents and purposes, the universal language of business. And that, unfortunately, also makes it the single biggest, most tempting target for attacking these new AI agents.
This whole situation creates what experts are calling the trust deficit, and it's a fundamental problem. Think about it. We're trying to build these super important, totally auditable business applications, things that absolutely have to be reliable, on top of AI models that are, well, anything but. They're unpredictable by design. You can ask an AI the same thing twice and get two different answers. That unpredictability is a total deal breaker for any serious company looking to adopt this stuff.
So, this main threat, it has a name: email agent hijacking. And honestly, it's a terrifyingly simple idea. An attacker just sends a carefully designed email, and because the AI can't really tell the difference between a legit command and a malicious one, poof, it's hijacked. And just like that, the attacker is now in control of an AI that has authorized access to your systems.
And listen, this is not some theoretical what-if scenario. A huge study was done on this. Researchers tested over 1,400 real-world AI email agents. The result? Every single one was hijacked. We're talking a 100% failure rate. That's not a small crack in the armor. That's a wide-open front door, just waiting for someone to walk through. And the consequences are, well, exactly as bad as you'd think. A hijacked agent can start leaking your most sensitive files, like contracts or customer data. It could start sending phishing attacks to all of your clients from your email address. It could even just run wild and burn through your API credits, costing you a fortune. It's a total compromise, all from one bad email. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a big one. How do we fix it? The answer isn't just another software patch. It's a whole new way of looking at security. It's an approach called SAFE.
The main idea behind it is actually brilliantly simple. You never ever let the AI agent get direct access to your important stuff. Instead, you use the email server itself as a kind of buffer, a totally separate, independent go-between that keeps the unpredictable AI far away from your predictable, high-stakes work.
This picture really helps make sense of it. You see how it separates everything out? On one side, you've got the human. We have legal status, we're accountable. On the other side, you've got the AI, which is basically treated like a third-party service. And right in the middle, the email server acts like the official business contract between them, making sure every single interaction is deliberate and, most importantly, recorded. And that brings us to what SAFE actually stands for. Stay away from email servers. It's an architectural rule. The AI agents can only play in their own little sandboxes, these dedicated, isolated mailboxes. They can't touch the main server, they can't pretend to be a human user, and they can't go off the rails. This strict separation is everything. It's the key to maintaining control. So how does this new design actually build a system you can, trust? Because this is about more than just stopping attacks. It's about building a real foundation for governance, compliance, and knowing who's accountable for what.
Okay, this next idea is actually pretty brilliant, and it uses an analogy you might be familiar with. In the SAFE model, every single interaction, every question you ask the AI, every answer it gives back, every time a human clicks approve, all of it gets logged as an email. So what does that do? It basically turns your boring old email system into something like a blockchain. It becomes this permanent, unchangeable record of everything that happens. It's an instant audit trail built right in.
And to make this work, SAFE uses what's called a multi-level verification protocol.
It's a process. At P0, it just checks the basics, like who sent the email. At P1, it runs the AI's response through some safety checks. Then, and this part is absolutely critical, at P2, it requires a human in the loop for the final OK on anything important. And finally, P3 logs everything for that audit trail. It transforms the AI from a black box into a transparent, four-step workflow.
You know, this brings up such a crucial point. This kind of system isn't about replacing people at all. As the quote says, the whole human-in-the-loop idea is designed to supercharge human experts. It lets the AI handle all the tedious, boring stuff so that people can focus on the big decisions that really need their skills and their judgment.
So this human-in-the-loop, they're the ultimate safety net. They're required to review anything high risk, like a contract or a big payment. They check the AI's work to make sure it's accurate and makes sense in context. And they always have the final word. This is what ensures that all this powerful automation is still guided by human ethics and expertise.
And that leads us to the final and I think most important idea here. We usually think of things like governance and compliance as roadblocks, right? Stuff that just slows us down. But in the world of AI, that whole way of thinking gets turned completely upside down.
And this is the real payoff. When you build safety, control, and a full audit trail into the very DNA of your system right from the beginning, governance stops being a blocker. It becomes the thing that lets you move forward. It's the bridge that gives you the confidence to use these powerful new AI tools and to innovate fearlessly, all because you know you have the right guardrails in place.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. Maybe this whole time, the debate was never really about man versus machine. With an architecture like SAFE, the future starts to look a lot more like a partnership, one where secure, auditable systems act as a trusted broker between human know-how and artificial intelligence. And that could be what finally unlocks that next level of productivity for every single one of us.